Race number 5 at Belmont Park. It is over the 1200 metres, a Class 1 handicap and some good form lines for, well, recent start winners as well in this race, which I'm intrigued to see if another Maori boy can go on with it after that breakthrough performance.
Yeah, he's our replay horse and we'll go straight into it. Another Maori boy beating Dutch Spy.
His lightning fashion in the straight, outstretch on the inside, in front, tackled though here by Dutch Spy, then came Faulty, over on the inside, Rapid Sovereign, followed then by another Maori boy who's starting to dig in and coming hard. It's Faulty, Dutch Spy and another Maori boy going to the 100. Sister Benny's getting home along the rail, but another Maori boy races away. Another Maori boy drew clear in the final part to beat Dutch.
Strong performance there by another Maori boy. The riding was certainly on the wall from previous performances. I mentioned about this horse, you look at the career stats, 12 starts, 1 victory and 3 placings, but this horse has been racing against listed company, needed to drop back to that midweek and get a chance. And the form lines are good behind Count to Mozoff and now that winner last start by 2 lengths. William Pike takes a ride, so it goes up from weight from a maiden now to a Class 1 handicap. But I think this horse has shown enough and should get a really nice run from barrier 3.
Yeah, I think the 59 kilos is nullified by the fact that William Pike is on board. As we know, he can add lengths to a horse. Number 1, he's Sixpence Spent, a really interesting runner from the G. Dresco yard. Glenn Smith's aboard, another one who can run with weight. It proved that last start, carrying 59.5 kilos, first up to only be beaten half ahead by Express Snooper.
Well, 3 gallopers come out of that same race. And number 1, Sixpence Spent, number 9, Vandemonian, and also number 11, ENCOMIUM. Now, it went Sixpence Spent from Vandemonian and then ENCOMIUM as well. So those form lines are going to be interesting to analyse. As you mentioned, can handle the weight. I think barriers come a big part into this, and that's why I've actually led towards Vandemonian and also, well, just from that run, because it actually beat all of them and is drawn in barrier 4 here. But Sixpence Spent can also run a race, as can ENCOMIUM, because it has place on a soft track at Kalgoorlie. But I'm going to go with number 9, Vandemonian. From 1, Sixpence Spent. Number 2, another Maori boy. And 11, ENCOMIUM.
I've got the 1 on top, Sixpence Spent. From the 9, Vandemonian. Number 10, Disco Smile. And the 5, Canvas King.
Race number 6 at Belmont Park. It is over the 1,000 metres and there is plenty of speed in this race. Marjuendez, Jules Sasso is another one that likes to go forward, as is Renowned Lady. 2 Silver Trees can put pace into the race. Everywhere we look, it'll be sprints.
It's a 1,000-metre scamper in every sense of the word, Adam. Let's have a look at number 10 though. COLETA from the Simon Miller yard, winning last start.
The straight, a length and a half away, then came COLETA, tented and under pressure coming down the outside. Behind them, Streets of London popped the question, and they're being followed further back at the head of the others then by Hughes got it, but COLETA reaches the lead. It's COLETA with 100 left to go, sprinting away now, sharpened right up with the blinkers on. COLETA coming away from Tenterden, and then Mr. McBoo, but COLETA blew them away and won in a canter.
Mentioned going into last race, even though we both didn't have her on top, that the odds were ridiculous. $7 for this mare with form lines around Cool Passion, Queen of Choice, Antique Dream. They were superior to any other run in the race, but we just had to see her come out and do that. Very hard to tip a horse that's finished 7 of 7 in a trial and beaten 6 lengths. Simon Miller mentioned once the blinkers went on, she was going to improve, and that was definitely the case. My question mark though, and don't get me wrong, the blinkers clearly made a big choice, was that trial was on a soft track. We've never seen her race on a soft track, and she's going to be faced with that here. It's my only knock on her because I think she's the best horse in the field. A
very valid point, the soft track. Something we were all worried about going into that race, as you mentioned, Adam. We've also got here number 4 there, Juendes. Interesting to see how this horse returns to Belmont. He could be one of those that will be better suited around Ascot.
Take a look at the form lines. Beat Ragnar Saga, beat Allura May, finished behind Desi's Dream at Belmont and finished behind Vega Magic as well. The recent trial win was good. Then you add the 3 kilo claim to Shelby Botel and Barrier 2. I think those Sato form lines are superior to everything else in this race. There'll be good speed by Jules Sasso and the types. I think Juendes can be the one finishing over the top.
Jules Sasso, as you mentioned, a little speed demon. We'll get to the front from Barrier 8, no doubt. Can it hold them off?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Peter Nucky's ridden this galloper twice for those wins. He chooses to go with American Star there, which is interesting. Sean McGrady's ridden between those 2 wins. This horse knows one way and one way only. It is forward and forward quickly. The last time on a soft track, it was beaten 6 lengths by Nardini, though. That's a small question mark for mine, but we know exactly how she's going to race, and if it's a leader's day, you probably do not want to take her on.
Just quickly as well, number 2, American Star. The blinkers go on this son of All-American, and Peter Nucky rides, as you mentioned, but from Barrier 1 should get a lovely spot. You just need to look at those races in Adelaide that it raced in, the Redelva listed grade and the Euclays at Group 2 level. Those are superior form lines to anything in this race.
Backed into $3.50 last start. Simon Miller gave this horse a really big push. It just didn't do what we would have thought behind Maginica. Was then scratched because of the barrier. Blinkers going on. Barrier 1 as well. Peter Nucky electing to stay. I think there are enough reasons just to keep this horse cautious and keep it in your numbers as well. And I've done exactly that. I've got it in for third, but I'm going to tip number 4, Juendis, from number 10, COLETA, number 2, American Star, and 11, Fate in Fate.
I've got the 10 on top, COLETA. It gets in nicely at the weights, can win again from the 8, Renowned Lady, number 6, Jules Sasso, and number 9, 2 Silver Trees.
Race number 7 at Belmont Park. It is the final race of the day, an event over the 1700 metres, a Class 1 handicap. And some handy types in here as well. Firebird's just starting to show some form. A really nice win by Star Mover. MERRUIG we know is a Saturday type company. And Power Pack hasn't won for 762 days, but has been so consistent in recent times.
Yeah, I think it'll be who can get through the going at this stage of the day on Wednesday. But we'll have a look at the replay of last start winner Star Mover beating Miss Micah.
Boom Lacquer and Hot Breeze is going to be one of the widest. Might have just put in a rough one there too when straightening. Bunlet Song and Wave Hill Spur about to be joined now by Star Mover, who's got into the clear. 303 sticking towards the inside and getting a run through. Miss Mika's made up plenty of ground. Star Mover's gone to the lead. Miss Mika, Keep Flame Alive running on. Hot Breezer from well back, but Star Mover breaks through. Wins through.
You mentioned just before that replay there that it might come down to who's going to get through the ground nicer. Now, I think this is a really big positive for Star Mover. I think by then the track is going to be ripped up a fair bit. Race 7 after a fair bit of rain around. This horse won on that soft track nicely by a length. I think it'll also appreciate the 1700 metres. It's bred so well and it's just been taking a little bit extra time to put it all together. I think from that win now we're going to see a different mare, and I think she can continue to go on with the job.
We know Paula Wag's always got a nice horse in her stable. This mare could be the next one to take her to Saturday Company. We've also got number 2, Firebird from the Daniel Pearce yard. Last start was good behind My Name's Bruce.
Yeah, the form lines are quite good for this Galloper too. Of course, finished behind Showy Chloe and the listed breeders. That was a really good race on that occasion. Then this campaign has beaten 2.5 lengths by Musgaze and then 0.5 lengths by My Name is Bruce. And that was a good run on a soft track as well. I think the extra distance will help. Jared Noske actually dropped the whip on that occasion. So from barrier 5, should get a really nice run. Third up now in the prep as well. I think Firebird can certainly improve.
On the quick backup is number 1. He's our Freddie. Jason Whiting rides for the G. Dresco team. Wasn't a bad run last start behind Charlestown, but as mentioned, that 1 week backup should be interesting to see how he goes.
Really hard Galloper to analyse this. I was really keen on the Galloper when it won 2 starts ago at Northern. It paid at $4.20 on that occasion because you knew it was just going to get the run of the race and wind up, and there wasn't a lot of turn of foot in the race. But there's a couple of Gallopers that do have that quick dash here, and He's Our Freddie just doesn't do it. If you take a look at the replays, Jason Whiting has to ride with so much vigour just to get this horse keep going. It rolls into the race nicely and just continues to plod along but makes it smooth. 59 kilos on the soft track at the 1700 metres with some handy times in here. I'm just not sure how it's going to go. It's in my numbers, but I can't have it on top. I'm going to go with the replay horse that you chose, number 5, Star Mover, from 8, Power Packs, 2, Firebird, and 1, He's Our Freddie.
I've got the 5 on top as well. This daughter of Starcraft, Star Mover, on top of number 2, Firebird, number 1, He's Our Freddie, and number 8, Power Packed.
Time now to turn our attention to our best bets, and I could not be less confident if I tried. I'm going with race 3, number 6, Big Caroline, just to break a casual 725-day drought, and also race 7, number 5, Star Mover.
I've got race 3, number 8, Special Jewel, to go back-to-back and win her second race in 3 weeks, and race number 6, 10, COLETA, who is also looking to go back-to-back.
As we always say, do follow us on social media, especially with all of this rain around. You will need to know the track rating and the conditions that are coming. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, if you want to see the social pages as well that we are hosting here at Perth Racing, and perthracing.com.au for all of your event information. Hopefully through these wet conditions we've found you a couple of winners, and we'll be back again later on in the week with another edition of the Box Seat.